Hey everybody, it's Dr. Mike. Today I want to talk to you about 3 steps to 10x your productivity and actually enjoy the process and still have fun, not feel like you're just grinding it out all the time. So 3 simple steps that you can do, 3 principles that you can apply. And this could be in your personal life, it can be in your business life, and I'll give you some very specific examples that hopefully you can apply or at least modify to fit your life. So 3 things. Number 1, let's start with principle number 1 is more is achieved in a compressed time. And what we're going to do is prevent switching. So what this means, if you've seen those big, huge black steam locomotives that you see in the old Western movies, that if you were to take even just a small 2-inch tall impediment, maybe a piece of wood or a brick, and you were to put it in front of the wheel of this huge, massive train, that it could not get moving. It can't overcome that tiny obstacle because it doesn't have the force to do that. Now, if you take that same train, it's moving down the tracks at 10, 15, 20 miles an hour, it can blow through a brick wall that's 10 feet high and 3 feet wide. Why? Because it has momentum. So this is the challenge. It takes massive energy to get that train going. Once it gets going, it has this massive force. And it's the same with us. And you've done this before. You've put off something, and when you finally got into it and started working on that project, all of a sudden you got all this done on it and you wanted to keep going. Maybe you're only going to do 10 or 15 minutes, but you got going on it and you wanted to just keep going. We've all had that experience before. So the key is here is to not only get moving, but to keep that momentum going. So here's the challenge. If you take that same train, it's moving down the tracks, but then you stop it, it takes all that energy to get that momentum, that force going again. It's the same with us. We get into a project, we're doing something, we don't realize this, but our cell phone a text comes in on our cell phone, a pop-up on our computer screen tells us that we've got an email, and we stop what we're doing, and maybe it's just a minute. We respond to the text. It only takes me 30 seconds or a minute to respond to that text, but we've stopped our momentum. So we're stopping and starting, and it takes us way longer to not only get a project done or whatever we're working on, it takes way more energy. So if you can block out time for just your most important things, and we can't do this all day long, we're gonna have interruptions and distractions. I know that's part of our lives these days, but if you can schedule even, let's say, 45 minutes or an hour and a half of cleared up time, you turn off your cell phone. And I like to do it first thing in the morning, keep my phone in airplane mode, turn off the notifications in my computer, and just focus on whatever XYZ project I'm working on. You might be able to get 4 or 5 hours work done in 90 minutes. But if you're distracted all the time, it's going to take you way longer to get that done. So being specific about scheduling your time when you're going to get things done. So if I get up on a Saturday morning to work on a project, I'm going to get up early before my family gets up so I can have an hour of uninterrupted time. Because I want to spend time with my family, but when it's time to get whatever project done, focus on that time. Okay, so this is huge. If you can just do this and have that uninterrupted time, that force that you get going is massive. You'll get way more done. Now the second part of that, principle number 1, is to make sure you're doing only the most important things. So great book to read is called Gary Keller's The One Thing. And I'm going to paraphrase, but he has what's called a focusing statement in that book. And it says that what's the one thing, the most important thing, the one thing that by doing that, everything else becomes unnecessary or easier. Okay, if I just give you an example of finances, if I have a project I'm working on, if I get this project done, I know it's going to add an extra, let's say $20,000 to my income, and I take that income and hire somebody to do my landscaping, that's going to save me a ton of energy and stress and time that I could be spending on more projects going to make me more money. Otherwise, if I do the landscaping myself, I might be able to do it for way less money, but it's going to take me way more time and energy. So if it's something you don't want to do, what can you do to create the income to hire somebody else that's going to benefit that person, but then you'll be able to take that time and compound that to make more money, okay? Or what's one thing you can do with maybe training a staff person or setting something up that's going to save you one more time. So you want to figure out what's the one thing to do and then have undistracted, focused time on that, okay? So that's principle number 1. Number 2 is to set things up. Do something now. Do it now so you never have to do it again. So we all do these things where we're doing something we have to do on a weekly basis that's taking us time and energy. We have to do it, but we're doing it in a unfocused, unsystematic way. So one of my mentors, one of my coaches, one time he's speaking from the stage and he said, being busy means that you're lazy. And I thought, no, you don't understand. I got a lot of things to do. All the things I'm doing are important. I'm really, really busy. But he went on to say that if you're busy, you're not taking the time to plan your schedule and do the most important things, so you do have the free time. And he also went on to say that being busy is a really good excuse for us not to do the really important things that we should be doing. I'm just too busy to get this thing done. So do it now so you never have to do it again, or at least it becomes, again, easier. So very simple example, but somebody taught me this years ago, probably been doing this for over 10 or 15 years now, is paying my bills. It used to be that a bill would come in the mail, I'd open it up, write the check, or set it up in a computer to pay that particular bill. So number one, now we have the automation of computers. You can have the automatic banking to do it for you. So that helps tremendously, but there's still certain bills that come in that that may be different each month. You can't do those on a set schedule. So what I do now is when a bill comes in the mail, I've got a folder that I have in the desk in my drawer, and I just simply put that bill in the folder. I don't even look at it. I don't open it up. I put it in that folder. I put it in the desk, in the drawer of my desk. And then once a week on Thursdays at a scheduled time, I pull that folder out, pull out those bills, and I pay all those bills where I schedule them to be paid. And as I was preparing to make this video, I thought, you know what? I'm doing that once per week. There's really no reason that I can't do that twice per month or every 2 weeks, because all my bills are monthly. I don't have any bills that are weekly bills, right? You have some bills that come in, but I could set that up to be every 2 weeks and save myself more time. I've got a post office box. I used to check it 2 or 3 times per week. I'm like, there's nothing pressing that I need to check more than once per week. So going once per week or delegating somebody to do that for you. So set up a system, or maybe you've got employees or staff that you need to train, and taking the time, 5 or 7 or 10 minutes, maybe an hour or two, to actually set up a training schedule for the next 6 months is going to save you so much time and energy of questions they might be asking you, or more productivity, or get more money for your business. So do it now so you never have to do it again, or it becomes easier, right? Or setting up a system that you can delegate something so it gets done properly. You don't have to continue to manage it all the time. So that's principle number 2. And again, these are very simple, but they work amazingly well. And number 3, this is how you really make it fun, is to gamify the process. Make it a game. And this isn't so much for you, it's for your brain. So we get this dopamine release, which is a neurotransmitter that makes us more motivated, gives us reward, makes us want to get more things done. So take whatever the mundane tasks that you have to do in your life that are important, that are necessary to do, but you've been doing them for a while, and maybe you don't enjoy them, or maybe they're boring or not as exciting. How can you make that a game? How can you make it say, well, it usually takes me a half hour to get this project done. How can I get it done in 20 minutes, or time yourself to get it done? Or compete with somebody. I mean, you know this, we all like to play games. Have you ever been into a seminar where they say, okay, it's time to do a team building project? And you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. I just want to sit here and learn. But then they say, there's a prize, or is it going to be a competition? All right, I'm in, Even if I'm not real competitive by nature, but anytime there's a game involved, like, you want to win, right? So setting up games for ourselves, especially for our daily activities that, again, may seem mundane, are going to help you tremendously to want to get those things done and get them done more effectively. I thought of this as I was thinking, even the little things as you're going throughout your day. What if the game you made for yourself, you're out in public and your game was to make as many people smile as you could? How many people can I make smile in the next 30 minutes? So why do we love dogs? Why do we love babies? Because they don't judge us, and usually they're happy. They come up wagging their tails, and it makes us happy. So what if that was your goal, right? Pretty soon, everybody that sees you is looking forward to seeing you because you're always making them smile. I mean, that's a simple game you could play that could have dramatically positive impacts in your life. What are games you could set up within your office that you can compete against each other, or to motivate your staff or your employees to make it a game, and again, have that dopamine release? Something that was boring last week now is fun and exciting. It's the exact same project, quote unquote, the exact same work, but it's now a game, right? How can you make the customers in your office, how can you get more compliments because you've served them more. Maybe that's your game. So setting up this gamification can make a tremendous, tremendous difference, okay? So again, compress time, schedule time, undistracted time, turn off all of your notifications. That's number one. Number two, set up systems so you never have to do it again or it's easier in the future. Number three, gamify it, make it a game. So I'd love to hear your feedback. If you have questions on this, please let me know, but I'd love to know your examples, how you've implemented this in your life. All right, have a great day.